Title: Finding Purpose, a Caregiver's. Ben has always had an immature side, but when it comes to responsibilities, he shows a surprising level of maturity. Recently, he was searching for a job and came across an ad posted by a man named Henry looking for an ABDL caregiver. Curious, Ben researched what ABDL stands for and discovered it means Adult Baby Diaper Lover. Feeling both intrigued and slightly confused, Ben sat back in his chair and muttered to himself, "This is definitely not what I expected to find." Just then, his friend Jake walked into the room. "What's up, man? You look like you just stumbled upon a treasure map," he joked. Ben chuckled, "You could say that. I found this job listing for an ABDL caregiver. Ever heard of it?" Jake raised an eyebrow. ABDL? Isn't that what I think it is? Yeah, Ben replied, scratching his head. It's for adult baby diaper lovers. I didn't even know this was a thing. Dude, it's a whole community, Jake said, leaning against the doorframe. Some people find comfort in that lifestyle. Are you thinking of applying? Honestly, I'm curious about it, Ben admitted, glancing back at the screen. It could be interesting, and it's a job, right? True, but you sure you're ready for that kind of responsibility? It's not just babysitting, Jake cautioned. I know, Ben said, his tone becoming more serious. But maybe it's a chance to step out of my comfort zone and learn something new. Plus, it pays well. Jake shrugged. If you think you can handle it, go for it. Just make sure you set some boundaries. You don't want to get too deep into something you're not comfortable with. Yeah, good point, Ben replied, contemplating the idea. I'll reach out to Henry and see what it's all about. Just remember to keep it professional, Jake added with a grin. No adult baby playdates. Ben laughed. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks, man. As Jake left the room, Ben felt a mix of excitement and apprehension about what lay ahead. Maybe this job could be the unexpected opportunity he needed to grow up a little. The following day, Ben arrived at Henry's house, his heart racing with a mix of excitement and nerves. He knocked on the door, and it swung open to reveal Henry, a middle-aged man with a warm smile and a friendly demeanor. Hey there! You must be Ben. Come on in, Henry exclaimed, ushering him inside. The living room was cozy, with soft lighting and plush furniture. Ben noticed a few toys scattered around and a large, colorful playpen in the corner. He couldn't help but feel a bit out of place but was eager to learn more. Thanks for having me, Ben said, taking a seat on the couch. Henry settled into an armchair across from him. I'm glad you're here. I wanted to share a bit about my lifestyle and what the job entails. It's important for you to understand what you're getting into. Absolutely, Ben replied, leaning forward with interest. I've read a bit about ABDL, but I'd love to hear your perspective. Henry smiled, his eyes lighting up. For many of us, it's about comfort and a sense of safety. It's not just about the diapers or the baby clothes, it's about the emotional connection and the freedom to express oneself without judgment. Ben nodded, still trying to wrap his head around it. So, your role as a caregiver. What does that involve? Well, Henry began, it can include everything from helping with daily tasks to providing companionship. Some people just want someone to talk to, while others need more physical care. It's all about what the individual requires. That sounds like a lot of responsibility, Ben said, feeling a wave of seriousness wash over him. How do you handle it? Henry leaned back, thoughtfully. It's important to set boundaries and communicate clearly. I've learned that each person is unique, and understanding their needs is crucial. It can be challenging at times, but it's also incredibly rewarding. Ben considered this, his mind racing. What drew you to this lifestyle? Henry's expression softened. I've always felt a bit different, you know? It's taken me a long time to accept it. When I finally embraced my ABDL side, I found a community that understood me, and I wanted to help others feel that same sense of acceptance. That's really inspiring, Ben said, genuinely impressed. I never thought I'd be interested in something like this, but it's fascinating. Henry smiled. It's not for everyone, but if you're open-minded and compassionate, it can be a fulfilling experience. Just remember, it's about providing care and support, not judgment. I think I could handle that, Ben replied, feeling more confident. I want to help people, and I'm willing to learn. Great. We can start with some training, and you'll see how it all works, Henry said enthusiastically. But first, do you have any questions or concerns? Ben took a deep breath, feeling a mixture of excitement and apprehension. What if I encounter something that makes me uncomfortable? Communication is key, Henry advised. If something doesn't feel right, you can always talk to me about it. This is a partnership, and your comfort is just as important as theirs. Okay, that makes sense, Ben said, feeling reassured. I'm ready to give it a shot. Fantastic. Let's get started, then, Henry said, a smile on his face. I think you're going to enjoy this journey. As they began discussing the logistics of the job, Ben felt a sense of purpose growing within him. Maybe this was the opportunity he needed to step up and discover a new side of himself. Over the next few weeks, Ben and Henry spent a lot of time together as Ben learned the ropes of being an ABDL caregiver. Each session was filled with new insights and experiences that challenged Ben's perceptions. One afternoon, they were sitting in the living room, going over some of the more practical aspects of the job. So, what's the first thing you've learned about this lifestyle? Henry asked, leaning back in his chair. Ben thought for a moment. It's a lot more about emotional support than I expected. It's not just about the physical care, it's about creating a safe space for people to express themselves. Exactly. Henry said, his face lighting up. The emotional connection is what makes this so meaningful. You'll meet people who have struggled with feeling accepted, and being there for them can make a huge difference. Ben nodded, feeling more confident. I can see that. I've met a few of your clients already, and they all seem so grateful for the care you provide. Henry smiled. They really appreciate it. And you'll find that the more you connect with them, the more fulfilling the experience becomes. It's about building trust. As they continued their training, Ben started to develop a rapport with some of Henry's clients. He found joy in their laughter, the simple games they played, and the heartfelt conversations they shared. One particular client, Mia, stood out to him, a young woman with a bubbly personality who loved to draw. Ben! Look at this, she exclaimed one day, showing him a colorful crayon drawing of a whimsical landscape. That's amazing, Mia. Ben said, genuinely impressed. You've got real talent. What inspired you? I just like to draw happy things, she replied, beaming. It makes me feel good. Ben smiled back, realizing how important it was for Mia to have someone who appreciated her creativity. You know, you could hold an art show someday. I'd definitely come. Mia giggled. Really? That would be so cool. After a few more sessions, Ben returned to Henry's house, bubbling with excitement. I had the best day with Mia. She showed me her drawings, and I gave her some ideas for her next piece. Henry grinned, clearly pleased. That's fantastic. You're really connecting with her. It's those little moments that matter the most. I never thought I'd enjoy this so much, Ben admitted, feeling a sense of pride. It's like I'm discovering a whole new side of myself. Remember what I said about boundaries? Henry reminded him gently. It's important to maintain your own well-being while caring for others. I know, and I'm keeping that in mind. I'm just surprised at how fulfilling this has become, Ben said, reflecting on his journey so far. One day, after a particularly emotional session with Mia, Ben found himself feeling a bit overwhelmed. He sat on the couch in Henry's living room, trying to process everything. Henry noticed and came over, asking, "What's on your mind?" "I think I'm starting to understand how deep this goes," Ben said, his voice quieter than usual. "I want to help, but sometimes it feels heavy." "That's completely normal," Henry replied empathetically. "It's a lot to take in. Just remember, it's okay to feel that way. It shows you care." Ben took a deep breath. "I just want to make a difference, you know? It's hard not to get emotionally invested." "That's part of being a good caregiver," Henry reassured him. "But never forget to take time for yourself. Balance is essential." Ben nodded, feeling grateful for Henry's wisdom. "Thanks for always being there to guide me. I really appreciate it." "Of course. You're doing a wonderful job, and I believe this is just the beginning of your journey," Henry said, smiling warmly. As Ben continued to navigate his role, he found that the experience was teaching him not just about caregiving but also about empathy, responsibility, and the importance of human connection. With each passing day, he felt himself growing, both personally and professionally, and he looked forward to what the future held. As Ben continued his training, he grew more comfortable with the dynamics of caregiving in the ABDL community. One afternoon, Henry approached Ben with a more personal request. "Hey, Ben, I need to talk to you about something," Henry began, his tone serious yet gentle. "I've been having some mobility issues lately, and I could use your help with a diaper change." Ben's eyes widened slightly, and he felt a rush of nerves. "You mean, like, actually changing you?" Henry nodded, his expression calm. "Yes, I know it can be a bit daunting, but I trust you. It's a part of the job, and I'll guide you through it." Ben took a deep breath, trying to steady his racing heart. "All right, I can do this. Just tell me what to do." Henry smiled reassuringly. "Thanks, Ben. Let's head to the changing area, and I'll walk you through it step by step." They moved to a well-prepared space that Henry had set up for such occasions. Ben felt a mix of apprehension and curiosity as he got ready. "I've never done this before, so bear with me," he said, trying to lighten the mood. "No worries at all," Henry replied, settling onto the changing table. "Just remember to be gentle and patient." As Ben gathered the supplies, wipes, a fresh diaper, and powder, he focused on staying calm. "Okay, so what's first?" he asked. "First, you'll want to make sure I'm comfortable. Lift my legs gently while you remove the old diaper," Henry instructed. Ben nodded, feeling a surge of determination. He carefully lifted Henry's legs and removed the diaper, trying to maintain a professional demeanor despite the awkwardness of the situation. "Good job so far," Henry encouraged. "Now, use the wipes to clean up, and remember to keep everything sanitary." Ben followed the instructions, his hands shaking slightly but his focus sharp. He couldn't believe he was actually doing this. "This feels so surreal," he admitted. "It can be a lot to take in," Henry said, his tone supportive. "Just take your time." Once Henry was clean, Ben reached for the fresh diaper, unfolding it carefully. "Is this how you do it?" he asked, trying to mimic what he had seen in training videos. "Exactly. Now slide it under me and make sure the back is positioned correctly," Henry guided him. With a mix of concentration and caution, Ben positioned the diaper and gently lowered Henry onto it. "This is definitely a new experience," he said, half laughing at the absurdity of the situation. Henry chuckled softly. "It can be surprising, but you're doing great. Now, secure the tabs and make sure it's snug but not too tight." Ben followed the instructions, feeling a sense of accomplishment as he finished. "There we go. How does it feel?" Henry shifted slightly and smiled. "Perfect. You've got the hang of it." Ben let out a sigh of relief, a grin spreading across his face. "I can't believe I just changed a diaper. That wasn't as scary as I thought it would be." "See? You're a natural," Henry praised. "It's all about practice and being attentive to the needs of the person you're caring for." "Thanks for trusting me with this, Henry." "It really means a lot," Ben said, feeling a wave of gratitude. "Of course. It's a big step in your journey as a caregiver. Remember, it's just as important to keep your clients feeling respected and dignified," Henry reminded him. As they finished up, Ben felt a sense of pride in what he had accomplished. This experience had not only tested his comfort zone but had also deepened his understanding of the role he was stepping into. "Now that I've tackled this, what's next?" Ben asked, eager to keep learning. Henry smiled, his eyes twinkling. "There's always more to explore. Let's continue working on building connections with the clients and understanding their unique needs." "You're doing amazing, and I'm excited to see where this journey takes you." With renewed enthusiasm, Ben was ready to embrace the challenges ahead, knowing he was growing into a role that truly mattered. After 2 weeks of intense training, Ben felt like a different person. He had grown comfortable with the routines of caregiving, learning how to manage Henry's day-to-day needs and providing the support his clients required. The initial nervousness he had felt was replaced by confidence and a genuine passion for the work. One evening, after a particularly busy day, Ben and Henry sat down together in the living room. Ben had just finished preparing dinner, and the aroma of baked chicken and vegetables filled the air. "Dinner is served. I hope you're hungry," Ben announced, setting the table. Henry smiled appreciatively. "You've really taken to this role, Ben." "I can't thank you enough for everything you've done." "It's been an incredible experience," Ben replied, taking a seat. "I've learned so much about caring for others, and I'm really starting to enjoy it." As they ate, Henry shared stories about his experiences in the ABDL community, and Ben listened intently, fascinated by the connections and friendships that had shaped Henry's life. "I've been thinking," Henry said after a moment, setting down his fork. "You've done a fantastic job during your training, and I'd like to offer you a full-time position as my live-in caregiver." Ben's heart raced with excitement. "Really? You mean it?" "Absolutely," Henry replied, nodding. "You've shown dedication, compassion, and a genuine willingness to learn. I believe you'd be a great fit for this role." "I would love to," Ben exclaimed, feeling a rush of joy. "This is exactly what I've been looking for." "Great. We can discuss the details, like your schedule and responsibilities, but I'm confident we can make this work," Henry said, a smile spreading across his face. As the days passed, Ben settled into his new role as a live-in caregiver. He managed Henry's daily needs, from preparing meals to assisting with personal care, including diaper changes and dressing. He also helped Henry with activities he enjoyed, like painting and reading, ensuring each day was fulfilling. One afternoon, Ben decided to take a break from their routine. "Hey, Henry, how about we do something different today? Maybe a little outing?" Henry raised an eyebrow, intrigued. "What do you have in mind?" "I found this art cafe nearby that has a painting class. I thought it might be a fun way to spend the day," Ben suggested. That sounds wonderful, Henry said, his eyes lighting up. I'd love to try it. After a quick lunch, they set off to the cafe. The atmosphere was vibrant, with colorful art on the walls and the smell of coffee wafting through the air. Ben felt a surge of excitement as they entered, ready to embrace the creativity that surrounded them. As they settled at a table, the instructor began guiding the class. Ben and Henry shared laughs as they attempted to paint, the experience both challenging and uplifting. Henry's laughter echoed through the room as he attempted to follow the instructor's directions, and Ben couldn't help but join in, feeling a sense of joy in the moment. You're really getting the hang of this, Ben encouraged as Henry added vibrant colors to his canvas. Thanks. But I think you might be the real artist here, Henry replied with a grin, admiring Ben's work. After the class, they took a stroll through a nearby park, the sun shining brightly. I never knew how much I needed a day like this, Henry said, his voice filled with contentment. I'm glad we did it. It's important to have fun and create memories, Ben replied, feeling a sense of fulfillment in their bond. As the weeks turned into months, Ben found himself thriving in his role. He developed strong relationships with Henry and the other clients, learning to navigate their needs with grace and empathy. He enjoyed the sense of purpose that came with being a caregiver, and it changed him in ways he hadn't anticipated. One evening, after a long day, they sat together on the couch, watching a movie. I can't believe how far we've come, Ben said, reflecting on their journey. Henry smiled warmly. You've grown so much, and I'm proud of you. You've truly become a part of this community. Thank you for believing in me, Ben replied sincerely. This job has opened my eyes to so many things, and I feel like I've found my place. As the credits rolled, Ben felt a deep sense of gratitude. He had embraced the challenges of caregiving, learned the importance of connection, and discovered a newfound strength within himself. With each passing day, he knew he was exactly where he was meant to be. The end. If you want more of ABDL content like this, then please subscribe and follow our page on Facebook and X.